If you ever needed a sign that the Nobel Prize for economics was possibly less than reputable or just a little bit sketchy, this is it. Let me ask you a question. What do you think was the main driver of the Industrial Revolution? Well, most people would just say profit making. The drive for profits is what drove the Industrial Revolution. Well, Lockyer, a professor from the Northwestern University in the US, was recognized for his work for identifying prerequisites for sustained economic growth, scientific knowledge of why things work, and society being open to change. He got the Nobel Prize for economics this year, along with Aguillon, a professor at the French College of Instead in France and the London School of Economics in Britain and Howard and Brown University in the US. They were both winners for their theory of sustained growth through creative destruction. And the Committee for the Prize in Economic Sciences agreed. Now, what exactly are they saying here? Well, according to him, growth comes from propositional knowledge, a systematic description of regularities in the natural world that demonstrate why something works. The second is prescriptive knowledge, such as practical instructions, drawing on recipes that describe what is necessary for something to work. So, what this whole thing that they put forward to win a Nobel Prize for economics was that capitalism works through competition, innovation through knowledge, regular destruction of dead wood, not the search for profit. I'm not kidding you. That's literally what they're saying. They're saying that the actual drive for profit making, like the profit motive, has nothing to do with why capitalism grows or why economies grow. And that the Industrial Revolution, the explosion of it and the growth of it, profit making, didn't have anything to do with it. The main idea is creative destruction, innovation through knowledge, and competition. So people just competed because they wanted to compete. And they got better through knowledge. And they grew through the destruction, or through creative destruction. That's a theory of innovation economic growth that comes from the Austrian economics Joseph Schumpeter. So it's an Austrian theory, so you can tell how incredible that is. So it's really mind-blowing that this idea that the drive for profit had nothing to do with the Industrial Revolution. That wasn't the driving force. It absolutely was the driving force. It was 99.9% of it. The drive for profits is what expands capital. There's literally no other reason to do it. In capitalism, there's no other reason to do it. Now, this creative destruction idea has been taken up by the World Bank economists to explain the middle income trap that so many emerging economies fail to innovate. Basically, what happens is you have a country that's very underdeveloped, very poor, and it begins developing and developing and developing. Then it gets to like this middle status, and then it just stays there. It never actually moves on to become a great industrialized power, or like what we call the first world, or in Mao's third worldist theory, what we would call being stuck in the second world and never makes it into the third world. Now, there's a whole big argument the World Bank makes that says creative destruction has something to do with that, and that's the cause. And you would have to go read them about it, and to understand the argument that they're making there. That's way beyond the scope of this video. I will leave a link in the description that will go to two of the sources from the guys who won the Nobel Prize for ignoring the profit motive, and one more link to a guy explaining the middle income trap and what that has to do with creative destruction in the description. And then you can go there and check it and see it for yourself. So once again, Nobel Prize in economics says profit making has nothing to do with the Industrial Revolution or the growth of capital. And that's something that they've said with a straight face. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.